The 15th point is binding arbitration and class action waiver. Please read this section. You can read this section carefully. It may significantly affect your legal rights, including your rights to file a lawsuit in court. Right? Initial dispute resolution. The parties shall use their best effort to engage. The parties shall use their best effort to engage directly to settle any dispute, claim, question, or disagreements and engage in good faith negotiations, which shall be a condition to either party initiating a lawsuit or arbitration. Binding arbitration. If the parties do not reach an agreed upon solution within a period of 30 days from the time informal dispute resolution under the initial dispute resolution provision begin, then either party may initiate binding arbitration as the sole means to resolve claim subject to the terms set forth below. Specifically, all claims arising out of or relating to these terms, including their formation, performance, and breach. The parties' relationship with each other and or your use of the service shall be finally settled by binding arbitration administered by American Arbitration Association in accordance with the provisions of its commercial arbitration rules and the supplementary procedures for consumer related disputes of the American Arbitration Association, the AAA, including any rules or procedures governing or permitting class actions. The arbitrator the arbitrator and do not any federal, state or local court or agency shall have exclusive authority to resolve all disputes arising out of the or relating to the in, interpretation, enforceability, formation or acceptability of these terms, including but not limited to any claim that all or any part of these terms are void or voidable. or whether a claim is subject to arbitration. The arbitration shall be empowered to grant whatever relief would be available in a court under law or in unity. The arbitrator award shall be written and binding on the parties and may be entered as judgment in any court of competent jurisdictions. The parties understand that absent this mandatory provision, they would have the right to sue in court and have a jury trial. They further understand that in some instances, the court of arbitration could excess the cost of litigation and the right to discovery may be more limited in arbitration than in court. Third thing is location. Binding arbitration shall take place in California. You agreed to submit to the personal jurisdiction of any federal or state court in San Mateo County, California, in order to compel arbitration to stay proceedings pending arbitration, or to confirm, modify, vacate, or enter judgment on the award entered by the arbitrator. Class action waiver. The parties further agree that any arbitration shall be conducted in their individual capacity only and not as a class action or other representative action, and other parties expressly waiver their right to file a class action or seek relief on a class basis. You and Social Chain agree that each may bring claims against the other only in your or its individual capacity, and not as plaintiff, plain, plaintiff or class member in any purpose, class or representative resolution. If any court or arbitrator determines that the class action waiver set forth in this paragraph is void or unenforceable, for any reason, or that an arbitration can proceed on a class basis, then the arbitration provision set forth above shall be deemed null and void in its entirety, and the parties shall be deemed to have not agreed to arbitrate a dispute. Exception: litigation of intellectual property and small claim court claim. Notwithstanding the party decision to resolve all disputes through arbitration, either party may bring an action in state or federal court to protect its intellectual property right. Intellectual property right means patents, copyrights, trademarks, trade secrets, and moral rights, but not publicly publicity or privacy rights. Either party may also seek relief in a small claim court for disputes or claim within the scope of the court's jurisdictions. 30-day right to opt out. You have the right to opt out and not be bound by the arbitration and class action waiver provisions set forth above via email at support@social.app. The notice must be sent within 30 days of your first use of the service. Whichever is later, otherwise you shall be bound to arbitration dispute in accordance with the terms of those paragraphs. If you opt out of these arbitration provisions, association also will not be bound by them. 7th thing is in 15 section, change to this section. Social chain will provide 60 days notice of any changes to this section. Changes will become effective on the 16th day and will apply prospectively on any claims arising after the 16th day. For any dispute not subject to arbitration, you and social chain agree to submit to the personal and exclusive jurisdiction of an venue in federal state court located in California. You further agree to accept service of the process by mail and hereby waive any and all jurisdictional and venue defenses otherwise available. The terms and the relationship between you and association shall be governed by laws of the state of California without regards to conflict of law provisions. And the 16th point is general information. First thing is entire agreement. These terms and any additional terms, rules and conditions of participation their social chain may post on the site constitute the entire agreement between the you and the social chain with respect to the service and supersedes any prior agreement, oral or written between you and social chain. In this event of a conflict between these terms and additional terms, rules and conditions of participation, the, the latter will prevail over the terms to the extent of the conflict. Favor and severability of terms. The failure of association to exercise or enforce any right or provision of terms shall not constitute a waiver of such rights or provision. If any provision of the terms is found by the arbitrator or court of competent jurisdiction to be invalid, the parties nevertheless agreed that the arbitrator or court should endeavor to give effort to the parties' intentions as reflects in the provision, and the other provision of the terms remain in full force and effect. Governing law. This agreement is governed by California law without regards to conflict of law principle. The exclusive jurisdiction and venue for disputes under or relating to the agreement are the federal and state courts in San Francisco. California. You consents to jurisdiction and venue in such courts. Statute of limitation. You agreed that any claim or cause of action arising out of the relatable to the use of the service on the terms must be filed within 1 year after such claim or cause of action arose, or another period as provided under the statute or law, or be forever barred. Entire agreement. This agreement contains the complete and understanding between you and us regarding your access to and use of the service. The agreement supersedes all prior agreements between you and us regarding your access to and use of these services. Section titles. The section titles in this agreement are for convenience only and have no legal or contractual effect. Communications. Users with questions, complaints, or claims with respect to the site or service may contact contact us using the relevant contact information set forth above. Mm, In-app transfers. If you are enabled to perform in-app transfer in our mobile application to or to transfer Pi on the Pi enclosed mainnet during the enclosed network period, you also agreed to the additional terms and conditions below. You agreed that you and only you are the exclusive holder of this account wallet and the unit of Phi associated with your account wallet, and that you will not transfer your wallet account to another individual grass, group or organization, or grant access to your wallet account to another person or entity during the enclosed network period. You agreed you agree not to engage in any illicit and or illegal transaction using Pi or in any activities that are intended to violate or otherwise circumvent the rules applicable to the enclosed network period are described in the updated Pi. You can mm, see the white paper here, chapter 1 published on December 18, 2021. You agreed, you agree do not offer any sales of Pi or any derivatives of those units, example futures, by you and other currencies prior to the launch of Pi open network of the mainnet. Violation of any of these terms may result in suspension or termination of your account and invalidation of pending migration, transfer or transaction within 14 days of the transaction transfer. And all necessary measures to prevent and mitigate the harms incurred by such violations. Termination of your account will result in the cancellation and reestablishment to Pi network of your then current mobile balance, as well as any Pi token you may otherwise be entitled to, which would be received by you during the post-migration pending period on the blockchain. You agree that you assume full responsibility in the event of the invalidation of transaction transfer, and suspension or and termination of your account for your violation of the above referenced terms, as well as for the cancellation and rescindement of your Pi balance at the time of termination, and you acknowledge and agree that Social Chain Pi network and its developers shall bear no liability resulting from such validation, suspension, cancellation, rescindments, terminations, if any. So, guys, this is all about the this is you can see the all about the terms of services, right? Social chain developer of Pi network. So we consider the PI white paper support and FAQ means frequently asked question, community code of conduct, terms of service. Now we will talk about their privacy policy of Pi network. So what is social and developer of Pi network, right? Privacy policy. The last updated on March 14, 2022. Social Chain, its parent and affiliate Social Chain, recognize that people who use Pi network application value their privacy. This privacy policy describes how Social Chain, we, our, or us, collect collects users, shares, and store personal information to its user from the Pi network mobile application. The Pi browser mobile application, the Pi Node desktop software, Pi application on Pi apps platform including Pi KYC, Pi developer portal, Pi wallet, and the website. You can see the site, their site, minepi.com, right? With regard to the Pi digital currency PI, this policy applied to the site, application, product, and services uh, or on or in which it's posted, linked, or referenced. By using the services, you accept the terms of this policy and um, our terms of use located at you can see the socialchain.app.tos and consent to our collective collection. Use disclaimer and retention. Use use disclosure and retention of your information as described in this policy. If you have not done so already, please also review our terms of use. The terms of use contain provisions that limit our liabilities to you and are required to resolve any dispute with us on individual basis and not as part of any class or representative action. If you do not agree with any part of this privacy policy or our terms of use, please do not use any kind of the services. If you are visiting this site from the European Union, see our notice to EU data subject below for our legal basis for processing and transfer of your data. If you are a resident of California, see our notice to California. No, we will talk about later. No, so now I will talk about the Association Privacy Notice for California Resident. Introduction. The privacy notice for California residents supplements and it's expressly made part of information contained in social and privacy policy and applies solely to all visitor users and others who reside in the state of California, consumer or you. We adopt this notice to comply with the California Consumer Privacy Policy Act, Privacy Act CCPA. Any terms defined in the CCPA section have same meaning when used in this notice. Information we collect. Our app at Pi Network mobile application, the Pi browser mobile application, the Pi Node desktop software, Pi application on Pi apps platform including Pi Wallet, Pi KYC, Pi developer portal. The website, you can see the website. And Pi Network official media account and pages collects information that identifies related to describes references is capable of being associated with or could reasonably be linked directly or indirectly with a particular consumer of or device. In particular, our app has collected the following category of personal information about its consumers within the last 12 months. So category identifiers such as your full name, phone number, email address, Facebook name, username. Internet and other electronic network activities such as by address, uh, device specific information, phone numbers such as the hardware model, operating system, version, advertising identifier, unique application identifier, unique device identifier, browser type, operating system and language, user created content such as your chat messages, comments like thumbs up, down, arts and graphics and social application including including chats and forums, device phone book after you receive your explicit including chats and forum, device phone book after receiving your explicit cons- consent, details about how you have used our services, access times, page, pages viewed, identifier associated with cookies or the other technology that may uniquely identify your device or browser, the page that referred you to the site, the pages or features of our site on in to which a user browsed in the time spent on those pages or features, the frequency with which the site is used by users, search terms, the links on our site that a user clicked on or used another statistic account status by data, account behavior data. Geolocation data. Such information about your approximate location based on your Wi address. If you are a Wi node, meaning you run the desktop software of Wi node downloadable from link. You can see the link there. Your IP address is public. KYC data, identity documentation including passport, driving license, national identity, state ID card, driving license or tax ID number, passport number, driving license detail, national identity card detail, visa information, or etc. Proof of address, source of fund declaration, purpose of fund or document, and source of wealth. Association obtains the category of personal information listed above from the following category of sources. Directly from you when you are voluntarily submit information directed to us by registering for an account. Indirectly from you using automated technology including when you are visit our site, social media or communications. From third party sources including our service providers, analytic providers and social media companies. Third thing is the personal information. We may use or disclose the personal information we collect for one or more of the following business purposes. You can see that there are following purposes. Business purposes. To comply with law. We use your personal information as we believe necessary or appropriate to comply with applicable laws, lawful requests and legal process such as to respond to suboffense or requests from government authorities. Social chain obtain the category of personal information listed above from the following category of sources. Directly you directly from you when you voluntarily submit information directly to us by registering for an account. Indirectly from you using automated technology including when you visit our site, social media or communications. from third party sources. From third party sources. Use of personal information. We may use or use or disclose the personal information we collect for one or more of these following business purposes. To provide service. We will use your information in this following ways. Developer, operator, develop, operate, deliver, maintain, improve, and protect our service. Communicate, communicate with you to send information including confirmation, update, security alerts, technical notice and support or administrative message, etc. Use information we have collected from cookies and other technologies to enhance the service and use it and your experience with them. Monitor and analyze uses. Personalize the services by among the things suggesting friends or message templates or customizing the content we show you, including ads, enhances safety and security, verify your identity and protect, investigate and deter against fraudulent, unauthorized or illegal activity. To comply with law. We use your personal information as we believe necessary or appropriate to comply with accessible laws, lawful request and legal processes to respond the subpoenas or request from the government authorizes. To fulfill your request with your consent, we may use or share with personal information with your consent, such as when you instruct us to take a specific action with respect to your or personal information, or you opt into third party marketing communication. To optimize our platform. In order to optimize your user experience, we may use your information to operate, maintain, and improve our services. We may also use your information to respond to your comments and questioning regarding the service, and to provide you and other user with general customer service. To provide our service, we will use information in the following ways, right? To comply with law, we use your personal information as we believe necessary or appropriate to comply with access applicable laws, lawful requests, and legal processes, such as to respond sub-offense or requests from government authorities. To to optimize our platform. To optimize our platform. In order to optimize your user experience, we may use your information to operate, maintain, and improve our services. We may also use your information to respond to your comments and questions regarding the services, and to provide you and other user with general customer service. To fulfill your request, we with your consent, we may use your share your personal information with your consents, such as we when you are instruct us to take a specific action with respect to your personal information, or you opt into third party marketing communication. Call. Right to know. Right to know. You have the right to request that social chain disclose certain information to you about our collection and use of your personal information over the past 12 months, including the categories of personal information we collected about you. The category of sources personal information collected. The categories of third parties with whom we share that personal information. The business of or commercial purpose for commercial purpose for collecting or selling that personal information. The specific pieces of personal information we collected about you who over the past 12 months. You also have a right to know if we have sold or disclosed your personal information with a business purpose over the past 12 months. You also have a right to know if we have sold or disclosed your personal information for the business purpose over the past 12 months, and if so, the categories of personal information sold or disclosed and categories of third parties to whom the personal information was sold or disclosed among with business or commercial purpose for which the personal information was sold or disclosed. To learn more about how to exercise your right to know, see the section on the exercising your CPA rights. Personal information sold or disclosed for a business purpose. In the preceding 12 months, as described above, Social Chain has not sold personal information to third parties. In the preceding 12 12 months, as described above. Social chain has disclosed personal information in following categories to third parties for a business purpose. Identifier KYC data. We have or may this category of personal information of the following third parties. Category and types of information we collect. So second section is third parties with whom may we share this information. Identifiers such as your name, email address, phone number, Facebook name, username. KYC data, identity documents. KYC data, identity documents including passport, driving license, state ID card, tax ID number, national identity card, passport number, driving license detail, national identity card detail, visa information, etc. Proof of address, source of fund declaration, purpose of fund document, and source of wealth. Third parties with whom we may share this information. Affiliate, we may disclose your personal information to our subsidiaries and corporate affiliates for purpose consistent with this privacy policy. Business transfer. Business transfer. We may share personal information when we contemplate or enter into a business deal or negotiate a business deal involving the sale or transfer of all or part of our business or assets consistent with social chains, terms of service, and privacy policy. These deals can include any merger, financing, acquisitions, or bankruptcy transaction or proceeding, including transfer to a blockchain foundation. Law enforcement. We may share personal information for legal protection and safety purposes. We may share information to comply with laws. We may share information to respond to lawful requests and legal processes. We may share information to protect the rights and property of our agent, customer, and others. This includes enforcing our agreements, policies, and terms of use. We may share information in an emergency. This includes protecting in safety of our employees and agents, our customers, or any person. professional advice and service providers. We may share this information with those who need to do work for work for us to provide the services. These recipients may include the third-party companies and individuals who administer and provide the service on our behalf, such as customer support, hosting, email delivery, database management service, and identity KYC validator, identity verifier, as, as well as lawyers, bankers, auditors, and insurers. KYC validators in Pi KYC app, accessible from Pi browser. KYC validator may be individual pioneers from your country or region. Have passed on the Pi KYC and agree to the process and validator services agreement. The contains a data proceeding agreement. This information shared with a specific KYC validator will be only a subset of your KYC data to help with identity verification. Please refer to the KYC app design for it for more details on how KYC validator access your information. Trish, હાડા છે હો એટલે અત્યાર તો એક મિનિટ with third parties as part of the merger or acquisition if association involved in merger, asset sale, financing, liquidation, or bankruptcy, or acquisition of all of some uh, portion of our business to another company. We may share your information with that company before and after the transaction closes. And an acquires or successor in investment in the event of recognition, mergers, sale, change of control, consolidation, joint venture assignments, transfer or other disposition of your any part of business, including any negotiation thereof. Internet and other electronic network activities such as IP address, phone numbers, device specific information such as the hardware model, operating system version, or advertising identifiers, unique application identifiers, unique device identifier, browser type, operating system and languages, user created content such as your chat messages, comments, likes, ups and down, arts and graphic and social application, including chats and forums. Device phone number after receiving your explicit consent. Details about how you have used our services. Access times, pages viewed, identifiers associated with cookies of other technologies that may uniquely identifies your device or browser, the page of the that referred to the site, the page or features of our site to which a user browsed and and the time spent on those pages or features, the frequency with which the site is used by user, search terms and linked on our site that a user clicked or used on another static account status, spy accounts and behavior data. Geolocation data source information about your approximate location based on your IP address. IP address. If you are a Pi node, meaning you run the desktop software of Pi node, download the link from here. You can see the link there. Affiliate affiliate we may disclose your personal information to our subsidiaries and corporate affiliate for purpose consistent with this privacy policy. Business transfer. We may share personal information when we contemplate or enter into a business deals or negotiate a business deal involving the sale or transfer of all or part of our business or assets consistent with social terms of service and privacy policy. These deals can include any merger, financing, acquisition, or bankruptcy transaction or proceeding, including transfer to a blockchain foundation. Law enforcement. We may share we may share personal information for legal protection and safety purposes. We may share information to comply with law. We may share information to respond to lawful requests and legal processes. We may share information to protect the rights and property of our agents, customers, and others. These include enforcing our agreement, policy, and terms of use. We may share information uh, in an emergency. This includes protecting the safety of our employees and agents or customer or any person. Professional advice and service providers. We may share information with those who need it to do work for us to provide the services. These participants may include third-party companies and individuals to administer and provide the service on our behalf, such as customer support, hosting, email delivery, database management service, and identity KYC validator, identity verifier, as well as lawyers, bankers, auditor, and insurance. KYC validator and Pi KYC app accessible through Pi browser. KYC validator may be individual pioneer from one their country or region have passed the Pi KYC. From your country and region have passed the KYC, Pi KYC, and agreed to social validator. Social validator services agreement that contains data processing agreement. The information shared with a specific KYC validator will be only a subset of your KYC data to help with identity verification. Please refer to the KYC app design for more detail on how KYC validators access your information. With third parties as part of mergers or acquisition. If social get involved in a merger, SSL, financing, liquidation, or bankruptcy, or acquisition of all, or acquisition of all or some portion of our business to another company, it may share information with that company before and after the transaction is closed. Any acquirer or successor in interest in the event of recognition, merger, sale, change of control, consolidation, joint venture, assignments, transfer, or other disposition of you all or any part of the business, including any negotiation thereof. Right to delete. You have the right or request that social can delete any of your personal information that we collect from you and retained subject to certain ex- exceptions permitted by law. To learn more about how to exercise your right to delete see section only exercise in your CWPA right. Right to opt out. Association does not sell your information. Right to non-discrimination for uh, exercising consumer privacy right. You have the right to not to receive discriminatory treatment for exercising your privacy right conferred by the California Consumer Privacy Act, including by exercising the rights specified herein. Some of the functionality and features available to you may change or no longer be available to you or in some instance. Exercising your CCCPA rights. Request to know and request to delete. You can make a request to know and or request to delete in the following ways. You may also make a request through you can see there are some numbers in website. You may also make a request here. You may only make a verifiable consumer request to known twice within a 12-month period. Once we receive your request to know or request to delete, we will begin the process to verify that you are the person that is the subject to the request. The verification process consists of matching identifying information provided by you with information we have about you in our records. Upon making a request, you should be prepared to provide us with information that will help us to verify your identification. If we cannot verify your identity, we will not be able to respond to your request. Making a verifiable consumer request does not require you to create an account with us, but if you have an account with us, you may make a request through the accounts. We will only use personal information provided in verifiable consumer request to verify the requester's identity or authority to make the request. We will acknowledge your request to know and or request to delete within 10 business days and will endeavor to respond sustainably to a verifiable uh, consumer request within 45 days of its receipt. If we require more time, up to additional 45 days, we will inform you to of the reason or extension period in writing. We will retain corresponds documents and information related to double CPA request for 24 months as required by law. You can make a request to opt out in the following ways. You may make a request here, you can also make it there. However, Social Chain does not sell your information at this time. So we will talk about cookies. As explained in our privacy policy, you can opt out of cookies using your browser. Please note. Cookies. As explained in our privacy policy, you can opt out of these cookies using your browser. Please note, opt-outs may be stored via cookies. If you clear cookies, your opt-out may no longer be valid and you must opt out again where you want your choices to be applied. Opt-outs are device and browser based. You must opt out on each device and each browser where you want your choices to apply. We may still share your personal information with our service provider that help us perform functions that are necessary for our business, such as third-party companies that help us with order fulfillment, delivery vendors that host our website, analytic processors, etc. These entities are contractually obligated to keep this information confidential and not use it for any purpose other than for the services they provide to our business. Additional option to opt out of sale. In addition to the above option to opt out of the sale of your personal information under the WCPA, you have controls and choices with respect to collection and use of your information by third parties. These are summarized for you below. We do not control or maintain opt-out mechanism for third-party companies and are not responsible for their operation. Advertising opt-out. You can opt out of sharing your information with third-party companies engaged in targeted advertising, including social networking sites such as Google, Microsoft, Instagram, Pinterest, and Facebook, using the following tools provided through AdSource's website powered by the Digital Advertising Alliance. DAA. For website, you can see the website there. Google, you can opt out Google Analytics by installing Google opt out browser and add-on. You can see the website here. Opt out of the interest-based Google Ads using Facebook. To understand more about Facebook advertising and manage your preference, please visit. You can see the website. Log into Facebook and go to setting. After we go add setting, web or add preference, and then add setting for more information. Rights, rights to non-discrimination for exercising consumer for privacy rights. You have the right not to receive discriminatory treatment for exercising your privacy rights conferred by the California Consumer Privacy Act, including by exercising the rights specified herein. Sixth thing is authorized agent. You may designate an authorized agent to make a request of your behalf under the California Consumer Privacy Act. Authorized agent. You may designate an authorized agent to make a request on your behalf under the California Consumer Privacy Act. Authorized agents can make requests under the California Consumer Privacy Act by contracting us through, you can see the website here, http pineberg.atlantis.net, Ablank Service Desk, Customer Portal 1, Create 1. We will require authorized agent to provide proof of the consumer consent and designation as an authorized agent for purpose of making the request, and will require authorized agent to provide information necessary to verify the identity of the consumer who is the subject of the request. We may also require that consumer verify his or her own identity direct, directly with us before we respond to an authorized agent request. We reserve the right to deny a request in certain circumstances, such as where we have a reasonable belief that the request is fraudulent. Eighth thing is other California privacy right. California signs the light law. Under California law, California residents have the right to request in writing form from businesses with which they have established business relationships. First thing is a list of the categories of personal information such as name, address, email address, and the type of services provided to the customer that a business has disclosed to third parties, including affiliate that are separate legal entities. During an immediately processing proceeding calendar year for the third parties, direct marketing purposes, and the second thing is the names and addresses of all such third parties. To request the above information, please contact it. You can see the website here. We will respond to such written requests within 30 days of following receipt at the email or mailing address stated above. If we receive your request at different email or mailing address, we will respond within a reasonable period of time, but not to exceed 150 days from the date received. Please note that we are required to respond to each customer only once per calendar year. California do not track notice because there are not yet common industry acceptable do not track standard of the system. The site does not currently respond to do not track signals. In addition, we may allow third parties to collect personal information from your activities on our site. As described in this notice and there and the privacy policy. Tenth thing is changes to our privacy notice. Social chain reserves the right to amend this privacy notice at our discretion at any time. When we make a changes to this privacy notice, we will post the updates notice on the website and update the notice last updated date. 11th thing is contact information. If you have any question or comments about this notice the ways in which social chain collect and uses your personal information. Describe about your choices and right regarding such use or wish to exercise your right under the California law. Please do not hesitate to contact us. So we will back to the privacy policy page.